Yo, 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 welcome to another episode of Across the Hobby, where today we will be looking at an absolutely huge number of auctions all ending this week across the hobby. I'm your host, Adam. You can reach me at the Real27 Guy on Instagram. And thank you, as always, for joining us as a weekly show. And this week, guys, is an absolutely huge number of auctions. We got to get right to it because I'm low on time today. And as always, want to make sure that we get through every auction in the whole space. So let's start out with one. Usually we start with the MC sports cards. Today we're going to start out with the Sotheby's big time exquisite capsule collection auction. This is the auction that I went to New York to check out all these cards. I've seen 9 of the 11 cards here in hand, and would love to give you guys my thoughts on each of them. We're going to look at all 11 of the cards as part of this. So here we go. We're going to start out with what a lot of people feel like is the biggest item in the auction, and that is this triple logo man of Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. Okay, so I have good things and bad things to tell you about this card. The great thing about this is I can just tell you exactly what I think. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. The thing that you're going to look at with this card and say, okay, that's incredible, is we obviously have 3 logo men from the best players of the best known team history of the NBA. And there's only 2 of these cards that have triple logo men's, or that have 3 logo men's of these 3 guys. It's this year and one other year. The thing that I don't like as much about this one as I like about the other one is that the window, the patch window, this gold right here, it's in regular foil here on this card. Let me see if I can. So this is regular foil. It's not hollow foil. So from that perspective, I actually like the other one better. Having said that, there's something really nice about the lighter color around the patch window, right? And you've got the bright 1 of 1 right in the bottom left here. You can see the year up here, 2005, 2006. 2005 doesn't have hollow foil. It is very clearly a 2005 card. I love the name. It's the same name that you get on the very first dual logo men cards, the first 3 that came out in 2003. And so, you know, for a lot of different reasons, this is the card of the night. And like I said, I saw it in hand. It's glorious. It's wonderful. Take a look at the back here if you want to as well. But for purposes of time, I'm going to keep plugging along today. The next card, just clicked off of it. Next card is going to be in fact, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to click on each of these so I don't have to come back to this home screen every time. See, I'm getting more efficient, guys. I promised you I would. 2 of these cards, actually, I didn't see in person because they hadn't gotten to the auction yet, but I have seen this one. This has always been one of my favorite Jordan autographs, and one of my favorite, and I think one of the the least loved that should be more loved cards in the world of exquisite. And I'll tell you why. So 2003 number pieces is like the one of the most valuable, one of the most expensive cards ever. Jordan sold from that set. It was like one of the best copies. It was PSA 9 with 10 autograph. It sold, what was it, about 2-3 months ago for like, I think it was over 500 grand. You have to definitely go take a look and make sure. It was sold on Heritage. This card is like that card in that it's the same insert, number pieces, but it's from the second year. Some people like vertical cards, some like horizontal cards, some like both. I like both. Some of my favorite cards are horizontal cards. This is obviously a horizontal Jordan, and if we click into it, you can see the hollow foil around the window here is lovely. But the thing that I love is that this set allows the signer to really take their time and their space, right? Jordan really took his space here. That's about as long as the card is wide if it was faced the other direction. It is a full, big, bright blue autograph. Serial number is out of 23 and is also out of hollow foil. And I think it's going to come at maybe around 1/10, maybe less the price of what that 03 sold for. Like I said, the other one's a PSA 9. This is BGS 9. PSA 9 is viewed in the market as a far better card. So that is part of that difference in multiplier as well. But straight card for card, I've always felt like this doesn't get the love compared to the 03 the way that it should, because I think you make the case it's a nicer looking card. I really do. All right, let's go on to the next one here. So one of these, I can't remember if there's 3 or 4 of these that were made across the 7 years of Exquisite. Exquisite existed from 03 to 09. There obviously is not one from 03 because 2003, they made the first dual Logo Man cards, but they weren't signed, right? It was just the combinations, the 3 combinations that you could possibly make with MJ, LeBron, and Kobe. The very next year, 2004, they started making dual Logo Man autographs. And in my opinion, nothing against the triple Logo Man, but in my opinion, the most you can get on a card is 2 players with both their Logo Man and their autograph. I love it because it becomes more of like this collaborative artwork. It's about not only how the designer made the card, but it's about how the player signed the card. Well, Magic and Bird both signed this here. See, both have bright blue ink on the autographs, and you can see that the Logo Man patches are right here in the center. And Magic's is facing the right way with his name, and Bird's is facing the right way with his name. See down here, 2006, 2007. In general, I don't think 2006, 2007 is the best looking year of Exquisite. I will say I think that the dual Logo Man from 2006, 2007 are some of the nicest cards that Upper Deck ever made, and this is one of them. The color around the Logo Man is, when I saw this in person, one of the things that really stood out to me. You know immediately which side is Magic and which is Bird without even having to look at the player. And that's kind of a cool thing. As I look at this image here now, you can see the autograph has a little bit of white in it. I actually did not notice that in person. I've held the card in hand, looked at it really close. I didn't notice it, but I see it here, which either tells me it's on the case, which I don't think it is because it looks like it's throughout, or it's just in the autograph. Now, that happens whenever you blow up an autograph really big. I personally this wouldn't bother me even in a little way owning the card. And again, the thing that I want to make really clear is, like, of the ones that I've seen of this combo, this is the best one that I've seen. I like the holofoil 1 of 1 better again than the triple 1 of 1. I like the 1 of 1 that's in holofoil. I like the whole surface of the card. I like these pieces, again, the Logo Man with the jerseys around it. This is probably my second favorite card of the auction. This one is one of the cards that I didn't see in person. The fact that this is a Gem 10 is a big deal. It is from 2009. This is the last year of Exquisite. I always sort of have to look to see the year, because 2003's style is the same as this, but 2003 is out of 100. This one's out of 50, and then the design on MJ is different. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Jordan signed the other direction on the 2003s. The autograph here looks lovely. It makes you wonder why they wouldn't have also had the autograph graded. I wonder if the autograph here is a 9, because that little bit of streak right there, but it's bright blue. The color is the most important thing. And the color and the spacing is just knocking it out of the park. Would it shock me if this was a 10 autograph? Absolutely not. But I wonder if when they submitted it, they did like a min 10 grade on the autograph, so as not to draw your eyes away. I mean, the fact that the card got a 10, I've got to look this up real quick. I'll be fast. So if you go to the psa.com/cert website, and then you just type in 973-55335, you'll find out that this card that's serial numbered out of 50 is a Pop 1. Pop 1. It's a huge card, guys. I'll bring this over so you can see it. Pop 1, none higher. Huge card. All right, let's keep clicking through. I've seen a few of these sell recently, but this is one of them with the nicest patches. The authentic does not bother me at all, even a little bit. I would zoom in real quick either here or on the PSA site and see if that's on the card. It's not something that I noticed when I saw it in hand. I will tell you that. What I noticed, I love these autographs. They didn't grade the autographs either. Might be a mistake there. That looks like one that would be really good to have the autograph graded on. They both just look like they're supposed to look to me. Anything about that LeBron that looks weird? The thing that's great about the LeBron is that it's the full length with the pound sign or the number sign, whatever you want to call it, and the 23. It's like he saw this with the big 23 in the middle, and he said, I'm going to add something to that. LeBron's one of the best as far as signing, at least he was early in his career, signing and then saying, hey, this card's special. I'm going to do something different with it. He's known for doing that with different serial numbers and things. But this year, 2009, the only cards in Exquisite that he signed with the number 23 were the Logo Man autos and these 23 cards with Jordan. The reason that I think this one's got the authentic grade is if you look really closely in here between the two patches, and you see this on a lot of these, is there's some little patch window creases. Very normal. Probably came out of the pack that way. This is also something you see a lot on 2007 and 2007 number pieces. See it all the time. That's intricate stuff that's going on there. And so it does happen from time to time. For me, wouldn't bother me a bit. In fact, I love that you get the nicer patches on this one. I love that it's authentic. I love when you can be buying the card and not be paying for the condition. My eyes were not drawn to this in person. You will notice it if you look at it. There's no question they're there. But again, it's not something that bothers me in the slightest. And my favorite card in the auction, without question, especially after I've been watching the Laker documentary, the Laker Celtics documentary, is this Kobe Kareem. Again, from 06, just like the dual Magic Kareem with the 1/1 and Hall foil, all that stuff that I talked about there, it's all true here. The only thing I guess would be a little bit different is that because the logo man is now larger, you cannot see the yellow around Kobe, which is the way the card was designed, right? You're not specifically supposed to be able to see this like you do on Kareem, because most of the players in the set are newer players like Kobe. But listen, you got the number 1 scorer of all time, the number 4 scorer of all time, I would argue the greatest Laker of all time in Kobe Bryant, and a top 3 to 4 Laker of all time in Kareem. A guy who won, was it 5 championships with the Lakers, several MVPs, all-time leading scorer up until a couple of years ago with LeBron. Probably would have been the greatest scorer of all time, or at least still in it for a while, had he not had such a good long college career. Arguably, from some people who watched him play his whole career, some of them still think he's the greatest player of all time, and he's not getting any younger, right? And so you've got the only, and I kind of buried the lead on this too. It's his only autographed logo man from Exquisite. It's this one. He doesn't have any other duels with any other players. He's just got the one, and it's just with Kobe. And the point that I made when I saw this in person was, if you were to pick any other player that you could have with him on a card like this, like who would be the other guy? It's weird saying Kobe because obviously they never played together. Their careers were about Kareem's last year was 17 years before it was 7 years before or 8 years before Kobe's first year. Kareem's last year was, I think, 88, 89. And then Kobe's first year is 96. So they weren't even close to playing together. But they're two of the greatest Lakers. And you wouldn't put Kareem with Jerry West, right? That's not what you would do. You would put him with Magic. They played together. But Magic's just not as sought after as Kobe is. Magic's got more stuff out there. Magic with Bird makes the most sense. Kareem is kind of an abnormal guy to put on a card with anyone else. And frankly, so is Kobe, other than like LeBron and Jordan. And if LeBron or Jordan were in the Kareem spot, you're looking at a card that's, in the millions of dollars. So how high does this one go? I don't know. If there's one card in the auction that I would be interested in bidding on, it's this one. I'm not in a position to do that, but this is absolutely my favorite card in the auction. This duel is awesome. First time I've seen one of these in person. You don't get the view here as much, but see these this sort of is like a court here. And you can see like the hardwood here in the background. This piece right here with Michael Jordan and sort of goes around the window a little bit or up to the sides of the window. That's all Hall foil. It's really good looking in person. Serial number to 5. It's just a killer card. It's one of them that you see in person. You go, oh, dang, I really like this card. So another one of those that just in person sort of changes your mind. Didn't get to see this one. This was one of the two cards that I didn't get to see. But the reason that people love this, from 2006, this is the first year that they made the autograph patches and they turned it sideways, which gave you the chance to see the whole player and get the longer signature. It's not MJ's best autograph, but it's certainly not his worst. It's as blue as you want it to be, presents really well. I wish he would have extended it out a little bit further, but some people don't like when it gets close to the card. That's just me. I'd like to see a longer autograph here. He had space and he didn't really use it as well as he could have. Still, it is a great autograph. I'm guessing it's a 10. Am I right? Oh, no grade on it. Huh. Why would you not have a 10? I guess it's a 9. Maybe where it goes over his foot, it gets a little bit light. It skips just a little bit. That happens when you get a different level of gloss, I guess. And over his shoe, too. and over his leg. Wherever there's additional gloss, it's not perfect. Those things don't stand out to me, though, because there are areas where he's going over something else. You can see it's numbered out of 100. This was the card of the time, seeing them in person that surprised me the most. I like this card a lot in person. The guy worked for Sotheby's, one of them who was there with me, his name is Brian. He looked at this and he was like, I think that's my favorite card of the auction. And I get why. The combination of these three guys so early in their careers, right? This is their fifth year in the league that this is made. All three of them on the same card. It's the only time they all appear on the same card. The one of one, this is holofoil. It's holofoil over dark. Holofoil on dark surface is really nice. The three windows on this are really, really, just like really pretty. So it's a great combination of players. I mean, if I had my druthers, it would be like a little bit earlier from like 2003. Could be their rookie year. That would have been incredible. But look, you still got all three of them on their original teams. They all look young and, they're in their prime of their careers. But the thing that I really do think that is the talking point here is it's just a lot nicer looking in person than other logo men or other triple logo men. To me, that's an opinion thing, but to me, that was the case. This is my friend Josh Dawson's old copy of this card. I'm 99% sure on that. I think I did the content on this card when he originally sold it. Gosh, a year and a half ago. It's been more than a year, and there's a lot of things to say here. I was going to say the story is, that's one of my favorite things to say. The story is, there's a lot of stories here. The patch here is really nice. If you've got really good eyes, you can see there's a little bit of white shining through here, which makes it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. I don't know that you're going to find another LeBron patch on his most iconic card and likely the most iconic card of the century. I think you're going to find a better patch. Josh got his copy graded by PSA way back in the day, back in like 2005 or 2006. And then a few years ago, he wanted to be able to get that 10 autograph grade on there. So he sent it back into PSA, spent a ton of money, and had them regrade the card and the autograph. The card stayed the same as an 8, and they applied the 10 autograph on here. The reason that that's so important, guys, LeBron James's RPA is one of these cards that is going to suffer in the long term. Let me finish my sentence before you judge where this is going. It's going to suffer in the long term from people not knowing whether the card is completely original or not. And that has created a real benefit to copies that you can look at and you can get a complete understanding of its provenance. So if you have questions about this card, I would literally message Josh and say, what do you think? I did an article about the card in BCF, though. There's an old article in Beckett about it too, where they use the image. That provenance is amazing because it's basically like it's been in a case. Now, it had to come out to get the 10 autograph, which I believe PSA cracked it and put the autograph grade on it. But the fact that the autograph hasn't been, like the card hasn't been accessible in 20 years, that it's just been in case all that time, it matters so much because that prevents people from doing bad things to the card. And this is a card that we know, we know there are ones that have been trimmed. We know it. We know there's one that had the autograph totally ruined. And I believe it was totally ruined because a prior owner, although the prior owner said that there was like a drink that spilled and then he tried to wipe it off and he got furious. I think he was trying to touch up the autograph. That's my belief. I just can't really believe that somebody, maybe he did, but I can't believe that somebody would like get like liquid on something on accident. I just don't think that's possible. Or I should say, I don't think it's likely. So that one had the autograph entirely worn away as well as part of the surface. But then there's other ones that have suspected sort of patch switching and stuff. So when you have one like this that has just stayed like it is for 20 years or 19 years, as long as Josh has had it, that's perfect. And PSA is only graded a few. So if you are a PSA snob or you're one who wants to have the card that's been in the holder for the longest time, or you want one with the nicest patch or the nicest, I mean, it's one of the nicest examples in existence. It's not just a LeBron RPA. It's one of the best LeBron RPAs, period. I've thought, like, how much would I love to have one of these cards? And it's on my list. I don't think I'll ever get it because I don't think I'll ever feel strongly enough about it being that it's at a 99. But it's certainly the card of the era. It's the RPA. If you wanted one of this card, this is one I give like all the recommendations to. So take that for what it's worth. And the last card of the auction, a quad patch of LeBron, which is a 1/1 out of the second year of Exquisite, is beautiful in hand. Just absolutely beautiful in hand. Can we see the 1/1? Yeah, down here. That'll be really cool in person too. Lots of holofoil around the edges. Saw this one. It's great. It's lovely. That is it for Sotheby's. Sotheby's amazing 11-card auction. Should be it's millions of dollars for 11 cards. It'll be a major event tonight. It's not, the live bidding is not happening like in the big, in a big sort of stage like we saw last time. And so, you wonder if these will do as well. I'd like to see them do as well, obviously, because they helped with the content, but hopefully people are watching them. But if you're a bidder, you're interested in any of these things, there's a chance that because there's not that live auction setting, there's a chance that some of these go for good deals tonight. So I would be mindful of that and watch that. All right, let us move on now to MC Sports Cards. MC Sports Cards, all this stuff ends tonight. You see 9 hours out. Last time I did MC, I started with the next week, and then I had to go back and start again. So I wanted to make sure I didn't do that this time. Jung-Hoo Lee. Update, rookie superfractor. Whenever you've got a superfractor and if it's a player that people know, it always has crazy potential. That'll be a fun one to watch. Puka Shield from National Treasures, 1/1. Super popular, numbered 1/1. I don't know if it's game used. We're not going to take the time to look. Actually, you know what? I will look at it right now. Why not? Why not? I don't think it is. Let's just make sure. The enclosed authentic memorabilia is not from any specific game or event. And that is the way almost all rookies are. I will look at here that's kind of neat. Holofoil on this one shines through pretty bright. One thing I really like about how MC does their auctions is because they're images instead of scans. You can see that detail better. You can't see always condition stuff as well. But you can see the holofoil. Really pops. 1/1. You can see it right there on the front. CJ Stroud. Oh, sorry, I was going to say something that is not true. I thought this was another card for just a second. So this is an Elway from Eminence, 14 carats. I did the math this morning. This is $1,600 in gold, in just gold. So you get a John Elway autograph right now for about $125. Let's keep going. Cade 1/3. This is a game used logo man, or excuse me, a game used patch on an RPA. Some people really love that. Wemby, more Disney stuff. This is a 1/1 blockchain Luka. Autograph is on sticker, but it's got the tag with it. I don't believe the tag is game worn. Take a good look at that. Wilson logo patch auto. That's the gold vinyl for the Aces. Just look at this real quick. The Las Vegas team. Gotta love the Nike tag, or the Nike tag there. Is not associated with any specific player, game, or event. The autograph is guaranteed. Don't think that's game worn. It doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. All right. Evan Mobley playing for the, I believe, still #1 Cleveland Cavaliers. BGS or PSA 9 on the bronze out of 49. John Cade on the same card. We see this Giannis fairly regularly. It's one of those cards that is not super rare, but I think people just love it so much because of that long form autograph. Really cool Caitlin Clark. The VIP from the National. Sort of color blast card. Does it say rookie? Yeah. Oh, is that out of 10? That's pretty cool. I want to look at that real fast. Yeah, 2 out of 10. It's obviously an Iowa card. I don't mind Caitlin Clark in an Iowa jersey. I don't think that general rule that we've sort of read over the years applies as much in this situation, because her in an Iowa jersey was one of the most watched female athletes of all time. right? Like I'm certain that as far as like her in an Iowa jersey, it's a legendary thing. I'm still not certain whether she'll be legendary as a pro. She had a strong rookie year, but and I like that a lot. Chris Paul Gold. This is from 2005. This is not the XRC. This is just the rookie. This Westbrook here is the XRC. So this card, these two are. I'm interested to watch how these two compare because Chris Paul in general, a lot more popular than Russell Westbrook. I think at this point, I think somewhat more popular than Russell Westbrook. And his career, Chris Paul's, remember, it starts 3 years ahead of Westbrook. So he's got all of these additional stats. And neither guy has won championships. They both bounced around a lot. They were traded for each other, maybe twice actually. But I look at these two cards and I don't know what the pops are. I looked up Russ's. I think there's 3 Russ's. This one's out of 25. This one's out of 39. I would way rather have the Russ here. Way rather, which is weird because I think Chris Paul's been better, but I just feel like Chris Paul has more great stuff than Russ does. That's just the sense that I have. I don't think you see this this XRC very often. The LeBron maybe his most iconic card outside of his maybe his most iconic insert card outside of the Jambalaya rookie card. The thing I looked at on this one, and you can see it better on the PSA. You can go to the PSA's website and type this number and see the scan really good on there. Like I looked through this card, it looked really good. And I've owned a few of these where some of these fire things have just gotten really bent to heck. And I thought that would be a good reason to grade it as authentic. I think these two over here were the only two that I thought maybe looked like they were creased. It's just so hard to tell. Even on the PSA scan, it's really hard to tell. And so they would be on this side over here, and I didn't see the bends on this side. There's other things where you're like, is that a problem? I'm not sure. My point is, I wouldn't have graded this authentic. I would have put the grade on here. Personally, even if it was like a 2 or a 3, I would have put it on there just because it's hard to tell otherwise how good it is. And so there's a chance, I would look it over really carefully, but there's a chance that's a lot nicer than sort of what it's saying. A 9 on the Ricky is always a big deal. Okay, let's keep going here. What's that? Buster Posey, Heritage, real one. That's cool. John Morant. This is him in his collegiate uniform. Love the Carmelo. One of the biggest Carmelos you're ever going to see. Seriously. This is LeBron. This is a 6-figure card. And remember when he and LeBron were neck and neck. There's another full-length auto on the Giannis. Some more Disney stuff. Luke Skywalker. It's on sticker, but it is Mark Hamill autograph. I don't believe that's numbered. Still very cool. Scroll through some of the stuff that I know less about. I like the Jabbar here. Again, $1,600 in gold content. Been watching the documentary that the 30 for 30 that was done on the Lakers and Celtics, and it's just such a good reminder of how great he was. He took over the finals in 1984 as a 38-year-old with Bird and Magic on the court. It's an amazing story, and it's sort of like the beginning of Riley's greatness. It was really fun to watch that with my son this week, and I would recommend it. Another duel of these two. I love the duels of these two. There are several other versions, but this one from 05 Ultimate, 05 Ultimate. You know this is 05 Ultimate because it just has its own look. It's serial number just 25, 9 with 10 auto. That's a really nice card. This AI is really nice too. If this was Kobe, it would be many, many thousands of dollars. There's only 28 of these in this grade. Really nice bench rookie. Here's this is an 8. Yeah, it's an 8. 8 on that's a strong card. Griffey Intimidation Nation. Rogers Exquisite Rookie. Maybe the most iconic Kobe autograph ever made, which is funny because it's not even like a pack inserted card. I think this one, if I remember right, the story is that it was given to employees. Yeah, employee autograph, numbered out of 300. Everybody just loves this card. Everybody loves it. I love it too. And a lot of times I like this stuff that's like refractory, like holofoil and refractors. This one doesn't have any of that, but the image of Kobe sort of jumping out of the card, the way they use this is the same sort of thing that they did with my Logo Mania, where they wanted to like emphasize how nice of a card it was, but without using any of the holofoil. And generally I prefer holofoil. I really would. But like Kobe jumping out of the card here, the championship trophy, this is actually really similar to what we saw a few years later with the Titleists. It might even be the same cutout. I want to look at that. I need to look at that. And then you can see it's numbered out of 300 right up here. And BGS 85 is good, strong grade with the 10 autograph. All right. I love the Steph too. I shouldn't say I love it. I have come to recognize it more over the last few years. Why? Because it's really just this in the Topps card. Now, the thing that's not great about this one is that you can see, like, immediately you look at it and you're like, oh, he's definitely not in an NBA uniform. The Topps card, it's more like, it's a different image, but it's more like this. You really can't see what he's wearing because it doesn't give you enough of the top, like, border around the collar. On the back, if you look at the back, does it say anything about, see, Golden State Warriors. That's just great. It's NBA licensed. It says Golden State Warriors. People will mistakenly look at it and go, oh, that's an unlicensed card. Well, no, really, it's just this and the Topps are the licensed Topps products. Just the straight Bowman and the straight Topps. Those are the two products that Topps made. I don't think there's anything else that they made. And again, it is NBA licensed. It does have the name, but when they had images, they didn't have him in a Warrior uniform yet to be able to make the card. So you get him in a Davidson uniform instead. All right. Some soccer cards, some baseball autographs. The Brady, I love the Brady press pass. He just does not have a lot of rookie autographs. There's so many Griffey, incredibly rare inserts that are up there ending this week. SGA horizontal. SGA is, definitely might be a title favorite. Okay, I love this Gary Sheffield, and I have to give it a minute. I have to. So Gary Sheffield is not a card that we're going to usually highlight, but Gary Sheffield in this card, we have to. And the reason why is this. The essential credentials, you probably know about if you're watching the show. It's no secret to you what this card is, right? This is the now. And in baseball, I think they were numbered, the total combination in baseball, I think it's 101. It's more in baseball than it was in basketball. In basketball, it's 81, and I think in football, it's 61. And so football is the rarest in total. Baseball is the least rare, but that makes when you see a card like the now out of 22, even a bigger deal. Like you never see baseball credential cards from this set that are this rare sell. But why I love this card, other than I remember Sheffield and that it's the now and that it says 2 of 22 on the front, I love that it's in this ultra rare holder. I love it. I love it because we've seen sheets of this, not in baseball necessarily, but in basketball we have. We've seen sheets get out, and then whenever you see the cards get out after that, I've always got this like worry in the back of my mind, like, am I 100% certain that card wasn't taken off of that sheet or cut out of the sheet and then later numbered? I was just worried about that a little bit. With this card, this is one of the very few of these in the world, I just have zero worries because this holder was like being used in the late 90s and in the early 2000s. There's probably not another essential credentials card in the world that's in as old of a holder as this one is. And I'm dead serious about that. Like it might be the oldest holdered credentials card in existence. And for me, that gives me such assurance that the card is an original, complete card. Like I don't even collect baseball. I don't collect Gary Sheffield. I don't even collect baseball. And I look at that card and I'm like, man, I want to buy that card. I'm totally serious. I love this duel here. I've often said I think this is the best looking dual autograph set ever made. I had one for a long time. Oh, is that number 6 of 15? Oh, I didn't even realize that. So that's amazing that that's 6 of 15. Why? Because Doc is 6 in every uniform, well, in every NBA uniform. And LeBron in this, I think, was still number 23, but he later became number 6. I didn't even realize that. Why is it the best looking dual set of all time? This etched holofoil here and here is lovely. The black background with the silver, or in the case of the gold autographs on it is beautiful. And you can see these two guys sign in a way that's just perfect. And Beckett agrees. It's a 10. I love that card. If you have an affinity for these two guys, or you look at them as like, some people would say these are the two most. Some people would say that Doc was the most amazing athlete ever to his point. And LeBron, I think a lot of people would say, is the most talented player of all time. You'd say, so Doc was the most talented player of all time at his point, and LeBron is now the most talented player of all time. To me, that's the connection. They're obviously two of the best small forwards of all time, but when I see those two, I actually think the combination makes sense because of how they played. They sought to amaze us, and they did. They always amazed us, both guys. Love the Noir logo. Man, I don't know who Marcus Sasser is. I need to follow the Pistons probably more, but I love the look of that card. Jalen Williams, game-used RPA. Again, a guy might be going to win a championship this year. This Griffey perplexed me as I researched it this morning. I did my top 10 post for MC already, by the way. So go check that out on Instagram if you haven't already. I've never seen one of these, or I don't remember seeing it. Like, it's really a stellar looking card. I love the stars, love the different types of stars in the background. There's like levels and depth to this card. They're just really neat. But then what I really love is serial number and a 50 on the back. I checked the pop report. There's only 20 cards from this set ever that have been graded. And the thing that really confused me about it is some of them say they're 5-star bonuses. Other of them say they're like jersey number, or they say other things. I'm unclear what this is. I don't understand how a card this nice can exist and only 20 cards from the whole set have ever been graded. So maybe it's one of those issues where PSA is sort of messed up on their pops and they have their pops in two different places. But I didn't take the time to look at that. I don't know that that's the case. There also just might be something weird about the set that I don't understand. But if you do know, please reach out. Please leave a comment. And while you're there, please like, please comment, please share, please do all that stuff. I appreciate it, guys. I noticed you guys are still watching on average about 20% of the episodes, which is amazing. But the amount of likes that I'm getting is almost none, which is weird. It's like people are coming, they're watching forever, and then not liking. If you could like, that'd be great. The numbers are great, except for the likes, which is a little bit strange, but it'd be helpful to me if you could like it. All right, so Wemby Teal Ice. There's so many different parallels, but it's a 10, and it is at a 225. And the thing about Wemby and I discovered this as I looked into this with gem rate, he has a lot of parallels, okay, including a lot of numbered parallels. The vast majority of graded Wembys are not serial numbered. This is one of the more common serial numbered ones. But it's a 10, and it's one of the cards of the era. It just is. So many golds. Let me say this. I love the Giannis. There's just not very many of them. And I know that he's decreased in popularity recently. Done very well in the tournament though, right? In the NBA Cup tournament. He's done great. I still love this card and feel like it's underappreciated given how few there are in comparison to silvers today. I think you might put a Luka up to a Giannis silver, and there are people who would still take Luka. I just think it's insane. I would take the Giannis over 3 Luka silvers. I would, because it's so much rarer. And again, that might just be a me thing. Durant does not have an 07 chrome gold. So anytime you see a rookie, or in this case, an XRC that's a gold refractor, remember that. This is the XRC, so it's from 2006. CJ Stroud, an exquisite box. My favorite card of the whole auction. We got to look at this one close. The Griffey 8.5. As soon as you see this style holder, you know it's old. But holy smokes, is this one old? This one was really a treat for me to find. So 113661. Go look that one up. It was graded in 1999. It was graded the year it came out, guys. This card had only been out for a couple of months when it was graded, and you don't find slabs this old. This card and the other Griffies that are up, some of the other Griffies that are up, they're certainly from somebody's cashing out on some big time Griffies. So now that I've talked about the grading component, let's talk about the card, because you probably haven't seen the card before. So greetings from spring training, 1999. You can see up here it says SF Spring Fling. That's what SF stands for. SF. So I had a friend reach out the other day and asked about another card. And he said, is this an insert? What is this thing? And it was a card from a base set that was within the base set, but wasn't the base card. Sometimes you get cards that are in the base set, but are also something else within the base set. See the card number on this, 287. Well, there's not 287 spring flings. There's a small number of spring flings. I don't know how many, maybe 5, maybe 20, maybe 30. I don't know. That's called a subset. So spring fling is a subset. It is a set within the set. Spring flings are a subset within the base Skybox Premium set. And the Star Rubies parallel the entire set. So all the spring flings are also parallel. So this is I love the back here. It looks like a postcard from Arizona Spring Training, March 1999. So freaking cool, guys. I just love that so much. You can see the serial number down here and the really cool like font that looks like handwriting. This is why Fleer and Skybox was the best. The absolute best. I absolutely love it. You can see it's selling for a lot. I don't know what it'll sell for. The fact that it hasn't been touched by human hands in 25 years is unbelievable, and I love it. I absolutely love that card. All right, we got to finish up with MC. I'm running low on time. I love the LeBron autograph. Love that it's longer. Some really cool unopened hockey. Brock Purdy NT, Jordan Love NT, Jordan Love Flawless, and that's it for MC Sports Cards this week. Goldin has so those auctions are both ending tonight, by the way. Goldin has their major, maybe the best Mickey Mantle autographed 52 tops in the world, ending tomorrow. It is a one-card auction. I don't know if this is the first time that Goldin has done a one-card auction. But I can tell you the reason they're doing it is because I think they look at this card and they go, that might be the best signed Mickey Mantle 52 in the world. And then it's in this exclusive club of like the greatest vintage autograph cards ever. You know, the very best Babe Ruth Gowdy autographs. There's only a few of them. The very best of those. This, maybe the very best of the Chamberlain autograph and some other stuff that's really rare. That's going to be the top of the top list. So I got to slow down a little bit on this one. Mantle's 52 tops. Everybody knows it. When we did the Iconic 100 a couple of years ago, it came up as the most iconic card in the hobby. That's how the experts ranked it. They ranked it as the most iconic card in the hobby. I personally chose the Wagner, number 1. But the Mantle was chosen by the whole of the hobby as number 1. And so the card is perfect, like in terms of how people know it. It's also pretty rare, right? There's a lot of old Topps cards, but this was the high series, although Mantle was double printed. And so there's not that many. Check gem rate and see the number total across all grading companies. It's not very many. Most of them are beat to heck. So finding a 3 is amazing. And this is a great looking 3. Side to side, the centering's off a little bit. Top to bottom, it's a little bit better. But besides that, I mean, you sort of look around the card and go, holy smokes, this looks like I want it to. It's a little teeny dent thing going on here on the side, but man, that card looks like you want it to. Back when PWCC was doing eye peels, this came up as a top 15%, and it is not shocking. It looks like, and that I believe refers to just the card as a PSA 3 as opposed to the autograph. The top 15%, that is. Like, I can see why it shows up like as a top 15%. It just looks exactly like you want it to, other than it's just shifted and it's got this little dent thing here. But then the last part, so it's iconic in the card. It's the right player. He's certainly the most collected baseball player of all time. I think we can still say that's true. And then the third component is the autograph. And the autograph is just phenomenal. If you go to Heritage and you look up the history of and type in 1952 Mickey Mantle auto, because Heritage has sold the most of them. That's where you can see the most of them. You'll find one that's like a PSA 4 with a 9 autograph. And you'll find some other ones with pretty nice autographs. P. Ryan Collection recently bought one that I think is a 1 with a 10 autograph. It's just sharp. When you are wanting a card like this, you're looking at both card condition and autograph condition. As I looked at all of them that I could find, and there are ones that are higher graded that I couldn't find. couldn't find images of. As I looked at all of them, I couldn't find any with a nicer combination of everything. To me, it was the nicest Mickey Mantle 52 Topps autograph in existence. Let's now look at the Fanatics Collect Premier Auction. Now, I'm going to cover this whole auction live with Jeremy Lee on the watch party this Thursday. Please come join us. Please come comment and say what you think. That's what makes the show fun. This auction's incredible. Okay, it's incredible every month. I always say it's the best day of the month, and there's a reason why. I mean, look at that front row. So a nine Gretzky is sitting in the third spot right now. Unbelievable. Although this is not sorted by highest. In fact, let's sort by highest prize. So the Pokemon card, the Koro Comics illustrator is sitting at number 1 at 160. I think this is our friend Pock selling this. I think it has to be because he's bought a few huge cards lately. But one of one Brady Shield is a huge deal. I wonder if it is him. Maybe it's not. A 9 on the Gretzky is always a big deal. Come join us on Thursday. Jeremy will certainly break that one down in its condition. Doesn't have an eye appeal sticker, I don't believe. Jordan in a 9.5. So this is the 03. Remember earlier for the Sotheby's auction, we saw a 2009. This is the 2003. McDavid the Cup. PSA 10 on the contenders, Mahomes. Ooh, I love this card. I do. The Brady Essential Credentials. The Essential Credentials does not get as much love as a lot of his high-end stuff does, but being out of 25, it is one of his rarest cards. The 04 Emblems of Endorsement of MJ, numbered to 10. The previous year's numbered to 15, but worth a lot more. Kind of interesting. Again, going back to the 04 versus 03. The only set that seems to have really, you have to question whether it's worth more from 04 is the limited logos. And I think because in that case, aesthetically, it's just so much nicer. Some of those 04 limited logos sell like crazy. PSA 9 on the Tatum Prism Gold. Andy from Indie Card Exchange talked about this card and how it was hiding on one of his shelves for a long time. Probably my favorite card of the auction is this Kobe Bryant. I love 99 Dominion because people won't talk about it like they talk about the years prior to it. And I think some of the cards are way nicer. Like that card of Kobe Bryant. Gosh, I love that card. It's probably the best Kobe Bryant insert card in the world. There's this, and then there's one other Warp Tech that's out of 25. The other one's a die cut, smaller. It's not as aesthetically nice. This is the best card out of that set. And I cannot believe the guy who's selling it is selling it. I would never have let that Kobe go. You just don't get cards like that back. A lot of people feel like this is the best Tom Brady autograph patch in existence. This is the out of 5. I think we've seen this copy sell maybe a time or two. Pop 1 of 1. There's none higher. 9.5. It looks like it's True Gem Plus. So, and then a green McDavid. 9.5 on the Jordan rookie. One of these debuts. I don't know the rookie well enough to know. I love this Kobe. I've been looking for a regular version, not a ruby version for a long time, but I would not scoff at that. Look at those patches on that. This is the first year of first year of Flawless. And Flawless has been known for one thing outside of their base set. It's probably been the dual patch autographs. And maybe the dual patch autographs are far better known than the base set at this point. 2 really rare Ruths. Going a little bit faster here because we're going to spend a lot of time on this. We're going to spend a ton of time on Thursday. Me and Jeremy are. 7.5 on the MJ. Ooh, Mahomes out of 5. Why is this so far down here? Is this? Yeah, this isn't the parallel of the rookie card. I had to double check because they look kind of similar. See how it says PM rather than the normal number that's on the back? We see some of these in the regular rarer versions of the RPA. And so I had to look. Aesthetically, it looks just as nice as the RPA, but you're getting it for some fraction of the cost. It's a really nice card, though. It's from his rookie year. You can see it's from 2017. And why isn't it going backwards? Oh, dear. I promise I know how to use a computer. I promise. It's a lot nicer in terms of the price because it would be so expensive if it was the parallel of the base set. This is going to be an interesting one, this PSA 9, because a PSA 10 recently sold for just gaga money. The quad here with Kobe, Magic, LeBron, and Bird, probably the four guys you'd want after Jordan, is interesting. I think we saw another one of those sell recently, or maybe it was the same one. PSA 10 on the Wade. It's a big card. Big card. Pop 1 of 8. That's about the same as LeBron. And will sell for like 5% of the LeBron or less. Ooh, this LeBron is sneaky. A lot of people are going to see that and think that it's just the regular version. But nope, that is the bronze. Is it bronze or Spectrum? Spectrum. Numbered out of 25. Yeah, you don't see that card ever. You don't see that card ever. I shouldn't have clicked on it because that'll take me forever to get backwards. But I love that. I would take that card over 3 copies of the regular one. I'm dead serious. I absolutely would. Giannis's first autograph, 1010 black label. Stockton here is, everybody who knows me knows that I'm watching that card. 1 of 1, and it's really the first 1 of 1. I don't know with 97 Ultra whether it's one of those sets where there's like backdoor copies, so there's really 2 1 of 1s. I don't know that off the top of my head. I probably won't be bidding on the card, which I think might surprise some people, but I'm not into the 90s 1 of 1s the way that a lot of people are. There's a lot of Stockton 1 of 1s that I would be after. This is probably not the one for me. But with that said, this is, in a lot of people's minds, the best John Stockton card in existence. And it's easy to see why. It's from the first set that made 1 of 1s. It's this set and Showcase. That's it. And I do love it. Maybe I'll talk myself into bidding on it if I spend long enough with it. I better get moving here. The Master Collection, Wayne Gretzky. I didn't know that Gretzky had a Master Collection. I might do a reel on this card this week, actually, because I need to learn. If I don't know anything about it, I think there's a pretty good chance a lot of people don't know a lot about it. Jordan had a Master Collection too. Why is it numbered out of 9? What's the significance? I'd like to learn a little bit more about that one, so I think I'll do that. Ooh, an AI Future. Really great looking card. A PSA 9 on the Bird, Magic, Irving. A lot of great stuff. Maybe the best Karl Malone card in the world. Amazingly, we have maybe the best John Stockton card in the world and maybe the best Karl Malone card in the world in the same auction. This card sold for a ton recently. It's the 1 of 10. It's graded just authentic. Not sure why it's just graded authentic. Gotta wonder if it's altered. Usually when it's altered, they'll say it on the case. But every now and then you got to also go look. Gosh, because this looks like a strong copy. I mean, it's an amazing copy. Why would this just be graded authentic? Looks incredible. So sometimes if you go look at the website, which we're going to do right now, we will see that on the website it shows that it's altered, but it doesn't on the slab, which in my humble opinion is a massive mistake by PSA. If a card is altered, you've got to get the word altered on the slab, period. But I've seen it a couple times lately. And so when I see that, I go, nah, we can't do that, PSA. So we're going to check it right here to see if I'm wrong. It's authentic. So this is not saying not authentic, the NO. It's just number, grade. So it's like there's no number. It's authentic. It does not say altered. And they've only graded 1 other copy, which is guaranteed one that Nat owns. So the other thing I'll say about this, so Karl Malone, before he ever entered in the NBA, when he was 18 or 19 years old, made some huge mistakes. And we don't want to get too deep here, so we're not going to get into it, but he did some things that are totally not okay and not defensible in any sort of way. With that said, he then goes on to have this great NBA career. He accomplishes all of these things, and really, for all intents and purposes, since that time when he was in his teenage years, has seemingly been like an upstanding individual. Still married to the same lady. By all accounts, from all of his kids, he's a great dad. The thing is, if you look back to who he was before that, you've got these kids that were born that he didn't take responsibility for. And an underage mom is part of that. And those things are, and he's sort of become vilified as this reprehensible character for those things. He's also not popular for a lot of reasons in how he played, right? He's this like super tough individual. There's a video of him knocking out David Robinson with an elbow. There's the elbow with Isaiah Thomas incident. So that's the negative side that I think everybody else sees and talks about all the time when it comes to Karl Malone. I grew up watching Karl Malone. He played every game. He played hard every game. He loved the fans. He would say things like, I can never rest a day because what if somebody shows up to one game and that's the game that I'm playing? Like, I can't miss that. I'd hate myself if I did that. So when I look at Karl Malone, I see a guy who came from nothing without a dad, who made tremendous mistakes as a youth, figured out how to change, should have taken responsible for a couple of kids along the way that he didn't. And that's a massive knock on him. But then played so hard and worked so hard for a city, played his entire career until that final year with the Lakers after Stockton had retired. I love Karl Malone, and I think he's been misrepresented based on eras of his life that were a long time ago. And I think a lot of us have made a lot of mistakes in our lives, and that does not discount what he did at all. But I had to address that because when you see a big Karl Malone card, you have to think about that. So with that said, it is maybe his best card in existence. Remember, he doesn't have big, exquisite stuff, and he was still active at this point. They were playing in the finals these years. It's an absolutely huge card. And I'm going to run out of time. Actually, I only have 15 minutes left until my computer will be closing, so I have to move. Goldin has their weekly auction. SPA, LeBron, the Kobe Bryant chronology. This, if you sort by highest, you're going to get, a lot of great stuff here at the top. This Kobe Cornerstones is just a lovely card. Let's take this for just a second and let's just sort by highest price. Just do this real fast. We still have to make it through several other auctions, so we're not going to take very long today, but I love this Kobe from 04. I love the old SP Game Used stuff. Love the chronology. Several big Kobe's at the top. MJ Magic. I guess both are MJs. Quad here. Oh, we haven't seen one of these in a while. I actually really like this quad. Let's look at this. This will be the one card we do a quick deep dive on for Goldin, and then we'll move on to some of the other auctions that are going on. If it's going to go. It is trying. Why is it trying and not going? I'm going to click again. Shoot. I thought we might get that. Page unresponsive. We're exiting page. Crap. Okay, we're jumping off of Goldin. Sorry, Goldin page froze on me. And we're going to alt. The LeBron 09 Noble nameplates. We saw one of these recently. I'm not sure if it's the same one. This one's 5 of 18. It's got a great patch. Unbelievable autograph. Let's look at that one real close. The blue on that, man, that looks so good. Always remember, that is on card. I always have to say it. That is an on-card autograph. They just didn't have enough material to go around in 2009, so they had to have him sign fewer of these than usual. Although, if I remember right, 08 might be a weird serial number on that one, too. Jordan, another 03. Gosh, a couple of them moving at the same time. Some people moving out of their exquisite stuff with so much of it having really taken off. A gold Kaboom, Tom Brady. I want to look at that one closer. If it pulls up. I clicked the wrong button too, darn it. Yeah, in the Pats uniform. I love that. I personally would rather have him in the Pats uniform. 2010 National Treasures. That's the second year of the product. Yeah, my computer's going to shut down on me, darn it. Authentic Gold Prism from 2012. I love this card. So we're going to just do this last one here on alt. I should have given more time to some of these later auction houses today, guys. I'm sorry about that. So I love this card. I love it. I love it. I don't know why it's an authentic. I would look really close here, and the image will be on PSA's website, which I would also check out. If you're not checking out images on the grading websites, all except for Beckett provide the images at this point. So if a card is recently graded, you can see what's going on. We want to try to understand what's going on in this card because, obviously it's not a 10, but could it be like an 8 or something like that? It could be. And that's the first year of Select. He's got I have a 2012 gold Kobe Prism card. It's number 1 of 10. And it's I don't know if it's 150 or 200,000. It's a significant card in terms of its value. It is a significant card. And then you have this card. You also have Crusade, but that's a whole nother sort of ball of wax. You got Prism Golds from 2012, and you got Select. And Select is worth a small fraction of Prism. You sort of have to look at it and go, okay, maybe the Prism card's a little bit nicer. And okay, Prism's maybe the brand, and maybe there's a reason why that everybody is in love with it. But doesn't that maybe provide an opportunity for Select at some point? I think it might. Ooh, a Brady 2012. That's cool. And a 10. Don't see that one very often. Staff PSA 10. Very cool. Brady Green. Maxi Black Gold. Ooh, Jaw. Game used RPA. That's cool. Out of 5. I actually love that card. Kobe Autofocus. Gosh, they've got some great stuff up this week. Ooh, the Trey Lance. This card once sold for, check this one out. This one once sold for an absolutely huge number. I've seen this card in hand. It is an unbelievable card in hand. I think it's sold for 140 grand. It's a reminder in football. Oh man. It's a reminder in football, like, especially with quarterbacks, man. You just never know what's going to happen. This Ewing, I got to look at that Ewing. I know I said I was going to move on, but I just don't want to yet. I want to keep looking at some of the stuff that Alt has up. Oh, this Clay. I think this Clay's been up recently. I think this is the second time it's been up. I have a friend who was looking at buying this, and then it went kind of high, and it's up again. I bet it's up. I bet it didn't get paid for the first time. Or maybe it did, and I'm just mistaken. Maybe it's just two of them sold at the same time. Do your research on that one. Let's find out what the other one sold for. See if it's the same one. Tim Duncan Gold. That's still playing days from 2013. That's a big card. That's a big card. It's only sitting at 988 right now. And then we'll look back over here. I got to look at this Ewing. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Ewing just has autograph stuff out of Exquisite in 2003. Which is a little bit weird because I know he has stuff in UD Black from later. So maybe I am mistaken about that. But this is the Noble nameplates. I love that the signature gets onto the Hall of Well, I just love this card. This is one of the best Patrick Ewing cards in existence. And I expect it to go up. I don't know how much it'll go up, but this is a great Ewing card. If I was a Ewing collector, I personally would take this over a lot of stuff that was in the 90s, even though he is no longer an active player at this point. Just my take. All right. Now let's go to, there are 3 last things that we got to look at real quick here. Actually, sorry, Card Hobby. I don't think we're going to make it this week. Well, actually, let's see if we can still make it to Card Hobby. This one's weird. So see, if you go to Fanatics Collect and you come here, there is this weird thing. It says Home of Hoops ending 12/18 preview. Well, the reason this is weird is today is December 16th, and it doesn't start until tonight. Why would an auction start tonight that's then ending Wednesday? That's not what they normally do. So either this 12/18 is a mistake, or it's the shortest auction they've ever done. The thing that's for sure is there's actually some really cool cards here. Nothing that's like crazy that I'm seeing so far that's like $10,000, but like that's a second-year Kobe Chrome Refractor and a PSA 9. That's a big card, 9.5 on the Rookie Showcase. An Intense and a PSA 9. And there's over 100 cards that are up. So they're all graded. And so I'm sort of wondering what this auction is. It's a little bit different. A serial numbered Kobe rookie. I actually really like that card. I've never owned one, but I've always really liked that card. This is the finest refractor of Jordan in a 9. This team leader is a PSA 9. That's a big card. Hot listed a 9. So I don't know exactly what's going on here. I'm sure that if I go look at the content that Fanatics has explained that. But for right now, I don't know. All I do know is that might be a great idea or a great auction for somebody who is sort of looking at, looking at maybe getting some good deals. Because if it's not up for that long, then it might be a solid opportunity for you. Okay, so you get the Soto. Now we're to the Fanatics Collect weekly auction. And this, as always, is going to move forward on Sunday. So if you're thinking about it, this is a huge week for Fanatics because tonight you've got the Sotheby's auction. Thursday you have the end of the premiere, which Jeremy and I are covering on the live watch party, and then on Sunday you've got the weekly, like 3 big auctions all ending the same week for Fanatics Collect. Huge stuff. This Kobe right here, I'm absolutely in love with. We're going to take a look at that. I right-clicked on that. What the heck? That was messed up. Oh, look, that actually works out just fine. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that one. A Lamar Jackson black label on the gold. Wow. Noise Boys 10. That's big. Let's take a look at that one too. Hey, look at this. One of these quads, different players. But, oh, wow. Yeah. Let's look at that one for sure. That's a big card. Wow, that's a really big card. The Kobe High Voltage out of 500. Steph Chrome Refractor. Really nice full LeBron rookie auto here. Wow, this is a huge auction. Oh, my goodness. A Pele. Alifa Bolliger. This top 15%. It's a 1. We've got to look at that. Man, another LeBron auto rookie. This week on Fanatics Collect Weekly, an exquisite LeBron autograph patch. Kobe LeBron duel. That looks like it's on card. Holy crap. This is a huge auction, guys. For a weekly, this is a huge, huge auction. What if people are cashing out right now because they've got stuff that they need to pay for? Wow, look at this Tiger right here, too. I'm going to go overtime. There's a chance that I'm going to lose this whole episode because I'm going overtime on this. Oh my goodness! Look at this mantle. I might have to do a reel on that one. 7 of 7. Oh, is this the Steph first kaboom? I keep scrolling past stuff. The Red Heart mantle. Oh, okay, I'm out of time. I've said this before about this set because I had the Giannis from this set. This is the year, 2014, where Flawless was like, man, people like holofoil. Let's put everything, holofoil on everything. And so you can't really tell the difference between the different variations. I think there might be one of these out of 20. I'm not 100% sure on this. What I do know, that patch, that autograph on this card is incredible. We've seen some people playing games with these stickers, so I would still look back at the history of Kobe autograph patches out of Flawless and just double make sure that that patch is original to the card. But I would say that this looks exactly like you want it to. I always would check that on a card like this, always. But I just say that because we've seen some of these stickers that people have been using to try to fool people. This is a really low pop card. I had somebody reach out hoping that I would do content on this or another one of these. Very low population in a PSA 10 and sell really well. So this is interesting, an interesting timing for me. This is a quad that includes the big three, Kobe, LeBron, and MJ, and Carmelo. Now, this is the one that is from SP Signature, so it's got like they're signing on gold, and you can see it's really hard for them to photograph these. You can kind of see Kobe. You can't even see the other autographs, but there are autographs down here. If you look it up on PSA's site, a lot of times PSAs know better on this card. You know what? Let's go do it, though. Let's go do it. Okay, so I'm going to come in here to PSA. And I'm going to just look up. We're into the 10 million. Is it 100 millions? 100286043. The 100 millions, man. Finally made it to the 100 millions. Now, oh, it is. It's better. It's not good, but it's better. You can see. If you make it big here, especially, you can sort of see the fainter autographs here. And you can see they took an image because it's got this sort of white spot right here. Or maybe that's on the case. I'm not sure. What I do know is that to fund the big LeBron logo man that I bought, I'm selling my quad auto of Kobe, LeBron, MJ, and mine has Garnett. That's going to auction here coming up in the new year. And so seeing this one sell kind of has me going, ugh, because this is just being real. This is probably the worst quad autograph that's on card with these three. And I think people will use this as a comp for my card, and my card might not do as well because of it. With that said, let's talk about what the card is and why I still love the card and why I've owned mine for years and years. You get all three of the big guys on the same card, guys. It's not included in the 107 that we talk about usually, or just these three signed, because Carmelo's on there. And yes, having Carmelo on the card does harm the value. Between those four guys, you have what? Almost 120, around 120,000 points. Four of the top 10 scorers, top 12 scorers of all time, all on the same card. Numbered to, is it to 15? Yeah, to 15. It's fantastic. And yes, you wish the autographs weren't on the gold things. Yes, you wish Carmelo wasn't on there, but it's just a huge card. All right. Let's get out of that one. Kobe high voltage 500, and 8 on this is actually a great grade. Great grade. And if you look at the back, you can see it's numbered out of 500. We're not going to do that because it would take time. The Alifa Boulanger Pele, it's graded a 1. Top 15% from the new Fanatics Collect sticker. Why is it a 1? Dang, that's a nice 1, guys. And that's why we have a top 15% sticker. Looks fantastic. That looks exactly like I want that card to look like. Okay, card that I don't know very well. I've seen a few of these. Some of the SPX stuff you just don't see very often. Okay, is that sticker? It is sticker. I misspoke. See, it was high enough on the card. What it's doing is it's almost touching the sticker right there. See how good their imaging is here, though? I love this. Fanatics Collects imaging here is just fantastic. Really cool holofoil here around the stars. Great looking autographs. And it's just a great looking card. It's numbered out of 5. Both of them are still playing, still active. LeBron's only in his fourth year in this. Obviously, you wish it was on card, but you'll get a deal because it's on a sticker. This is a huge Tiger here. It's from 2003, so really early days. Match used golf shirt, both colors. Great looking, perfect Tiger autograph. 10 card grade, 10 autograph grade, and it's the only one that has that. That's one to watch as far as items to watch this week. So I love this Mickey Mantle card. I love this Mickey Mantle card. Why? Because, so Legendary Lumber, the name tells you what the card is. This is where Upper Deck was just in their heyday. 2000, I personally like the pre-exquisite era is what I call it. It's my favorite era. So Legends was like one of the biggest products ever. This is Century Legends, right? Oh, Yankees Legends. Excuse me. Yankees Legends. Looks like the Century Legends logo, except for it replaces Century with Yankees. And so what they did, I guarantee, is one of the hits of the product. And signature cuts were probably next to impossible, but especially the Legendary Lumber signature cuts were probably like literally impossible to get. So Upper Deck bought an autograph of Mickey Mantle on some sort of document. You can actually see it has a stamp, like the stamp that you get at a post office or whatever. And it says, "You've received a Mickey Mantle game used bat signature cut autograph from the Upper Deck Company." Well, remember I said the name tells you what it is? You might just miss that there's this bat cut out up here in the Yankees logo. I love this. I love this card. So I know people are going to think I'm crazy. I would take this over the vast, vast, vast majority of all regular Mickey Mantle cards from his playing days. And I know people love playing days stuff. I'm also somebody who loves playing days, but this was the product hit out of Yankees Legends, or at least one of the biggest ones. There might be similar cards of Ruth that exist that would be an even bigger card than this one. But I'm telling you guys, I love this card. I don't even collect baseball. This is one that will go on my watch list to see how high it goes. How much is it up for right now? 26. It means it's sell for so much more money than that. It's sell for so much more. And then you add to it that it's got the 7 of 7. Like, freaking heck, I love this card. What does this say down here? A new generation of something here to one new generation. Oh, I don't know. Is it one vote here to? I don't know what that's saying. I don't know what it's saying. I love that card. I love that card. I love that card. Okay, I'll stop. I will stop. I love that card, though. Holy smokes, I love that card. Okay, Tiger Woods, second Tiger. There's a bunch of these, but every time I see them, I always want to see them up close, just because I think aesthetically they're like some of the nicest cards. I was talking about how much I like gold on black. Well, you know what you never see is gold on white. Gold on white, holofoil all over the place. And down, what does it say down here? 1999 National Car Rental Golf Classic. It was at Disney Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Great looking, iconic Tiger image. But the gold right here on the white goes across the black pants. And the holofoil is really just special. It's a special, premium, really different looking card. Again, you can look up here at the top and see that the Tiger Woods Master Collection from 2013, it has more than one gold autograph. That's why this isn't $1 zillion, right? Like there's a lot of cards in the set. I don't know if it's 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't remember. I've looked it up at some point, but, and the reason it's funny, it says pop one of one and higher. Yeah, it's because it is a one of one card. It's the only one in the set that's number 13. But, you know, what would you rather have, that or a Tiger that is less awesome looking? I don't know. I love that card too. Do I love it as much as that Mickey Mantle? No, but I do. I love that card. Okay, so we went through Alt. We've gone through the Fanatics Weekly, which ends Thursday. Excuse me, ends Sunday. The premiere ends Thursday. The only thing left that we have is Card Hobby. And so I'm going to come in here and show you guys how I usually go about this. So when I come into Card Hobby, usually because I just want to see like what things I think are like the best items of the week, I come in here and click on all trading cards. And then you can scroll down and click Sport, Basketball, and then come up here to all listings and hit auction, and then sort by price highest 2 times. And you will get the highest items that are being bid on right now. Right now, some people are going to look at this and they're going to say, but some of that stuff's way too high. Are we sure that's real? Well, what you can do is you can watch and you can see, is this thing really selling? Is it being listed repeatedly? You know, in every auction house, in every place that you sell, you have to worry, like, is this thing being shilled? Is it actually being paid for? And so, you know, you've got to look out for that. But this is also the best way to see some of the best items that are selling. And then you just have to make sure that you're not paying more for it than you're willing to pay. And let's see, your organization will restart at 11:19. I have to hit confirm. There is no choice. That means I gotta finish this I've got to finish this like right now. So we will hurry and do this real fast. Really cool logo man auto, Jalen Johnson, Amin Thompson, Gold Kaboom, Steph rookie auto. Really nice Jalen Williams. I've always loved this Steph Katie duel. I've always loved it. It's a card that represents a whole era and moment in this sport that never should have happened. The Warriors never should have had the cap room to go sign for that guy right there. Those are 2 of the greatest players of all time. Period. Love them. Guys, this week has been an absolute crazy week in terms of how much stuff to go through. I've tried to do it a little bit faster. Watch the auctions this week. Join Jeremy and me on Thursday. Thank you for joining this breakdown. Sorry I have to go quick, but I've got to hit download so that I don't lose it. And until next time, happy collecting.